Welcome to my take. Sticking to your principles and holding on to the ideology that you have is something which is a big task in present day politics. But for Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, as he completes 3 years of what he calls the Guarantee Sarkara, is something that has been the firmness of his politics. As he upholds social justice and fights communal forces, this is something where he is not budged on his principles. He is proud about the fact that he is the longest serving chief minister. And in the Guarantee Sarkara, where he brought the 5 guarantees, he is taking these accomplishments bigger as he celebrates 3 years. Here's a report on his life journey in politics in the state.
My 28 years of watching Siddaramaiah. If you spend nearly 30 years chasing news reports through the corridors of the State Assembly in Bengaluru, you learn to see the difference between leaders who just enjoy power and those who are driven by a deep inner mission. As a journalist who has covered the fast-moving and unpredictable world of Karnataka politics for the last 28 years, I have seen many chief ministers come and go. But very few stories can match the sheer grit and determination of Siddaramaiah. Today, he stands as the longest-serving Chief Minister of Karnataka, even crossing the record of D. Devraj Urs. This is a massive milestone, especially in a tough state like Karnataka, where politics changes every single day. But to truly understand Siddaramaiah, we have to look beyond his title. We have to see how he measures his own success. For him, winning an election or running a government has never been about personal credit or glory. He has always believed that getting political power is a way to fight for the backward classes, the Dalits and the minorities, and to take back a share of power from the dominant communities. This core belief is what gives him the real strength to keep standing and fighting, no matter how hard it gets. My mind goes back to my early days as a young reporter, watching him navigate the difficult internal rivalries of the Janata Dal and later the Janata Dal S. Even back then, his political sharpness was obvious to everyone. He was a leader with a true feet-on-the-ground approach. He had an amazing ability to understand what rural Karnataka wanted, something that many city-bred politicians could never match. When he finally broke away from the JDS and joined the Congress, many political experts predicted it would be the end of his career. They thought an outsider would be completely swallowed up by the heavy internal groupism of the Congress party. But they were wrong. I saw him very closely during those tough years of transition. He did not change himself to fit into the Congress. Instead, he made the party accept his identity as a champion for the Ahinda, the backward classes, minorities, and Dalits.
The going was never easy for Siddaramaiah given the fact that he faced criticism not just from his opponents, but also within the party. While the BJP was one of the biggest forces which attacked him on several issues. But the secular credentials that Siddaramaiah upheld, often being called as Siddaramullah Khan by the BJP, was something that did not make him bend. His fight against the mining barons, his fight against corruption of the past governments was something that was highlighted. And all this despite the fact that there were his own cabinet colleagues who were gunning for his chair.
Many critics, opposition leaders, and economists have repeatedly warned that these free welfare schemes would completely ruin the state's finances and empty the treasury. Yet Siddaramaiah remains completely calm and confident. For him, the big success is that these schemes have been implemented effectively on the ground, reaching crores of families without any discrimination based on caste or religion. He mocks his critics who still question his governance style. He has shown that you can support the poor while still keeping the state's economy moving forward. But let us be completely honest, the road till here has been incredibly rocky. Throughout his political life, and especially in this second term, Sidramaya has always looked like he is sitting right on the edge of the chief minister's chair. The heavy power struggles within his own party are a daily reality for anyone holding a press card. The constant pressure from powerful upper caste leaders within his own cabinet, like Deputy CM DK Shivakumar, along with a very aggressive BJP opposition, means he has to fight a political battle every single day. Every cabinet meeting and every rumor about a leadership change tests his survival skills, yet every single time the political heat rises to a boiling point, he manages to handle the crisis and keep his balance.
It was a strong backing by Rahul Gandhi and AICC which saw him go and also stick to the chair that he is, and he's been going on ever since.
When I look back at all the news stories I have filed over the last 28 years, Siddharamaya's long career stands out as a powerful example. It proves a beautiful truth in our democracy that politically weak and backward communities do not have to remain helpless. They can also get empowered and they can govern successfully if they have a leader who simply refuses to back down. Whether you agree with his welfare politics or not, as a journalist who has watched his entire journey from the front row, one thing is completely certain. Sidramaya remains one of the toughest and most resilient political fighters Karnataka has ever seen, with a spirit that he will never give up.
A big question on everyone's mind is what next? But given the fact that Siddaramaiah knows that he still has a lot of work pending and he would want to take it forward in the best possible way, given that he was one of the key Ahinda leaders, he still feels that the Dalits, backward communities, and the minorities still have to get their full share in the politics. Vijay Grover, Bangalore.